This is a practice reading lesson. I will read this to you so you can hear the proper pronunciation of the words, and I will define words that I believe you do not understand. A daytime robbery, that's the title of this. A robbery is where someone takes something from you without your permission. Daytime is during the day. Rod was a manager at House Depot. He worked about 50 hours a week. This means that he usually worked 50 hours each week. He loved his job. Love does not mean more, it simply means that he liked or enjoyed his job, and a job is his work. Although the extra hours cut into the time he could spend with his 3 little girls. Although as a connecting word, we have independent clause, and it connects this in a dependent clause together with a comma. Extra hours are the hours in addition to the usual work time, which is usually 40 hours a week in the United States. Extra hours would be anything beyond that 40 hours, and it's worked by request. Cut into means that it took part of the time. Okay, it took part of the time that he could spend. Could spend means that he could have with his 3 little girls. One morning he was supposed to go home at 7 a.m. In English, we often use the word go to mean to depart, so he was supposed to depart for home, his house where he lived. Instead, he stayed on to help out for 3 more hours. Instead means in place of, instead of going home, it's a word that means he did this in place of going home. He stayed on. Stayed on means that he remained to help out. This is a phrasal verb, and this is a phrasal verb. Help out means to help the others in their work. He was just about to leave at 10 a.m. when he heard something. He was just about. He was in the process of leaving. Leaving means to depart at 7 a.m. when he heard something. At one of the checkout counters, he saw a man dressed in white painter's coveralls pointing a gun at the female checker. Checkout counter. This is an image of a checkout counter, usually found at Walmart and supermarkets and things like that. As you know, you put the merchandise here, it scans it, and someone puts them in bags here, and here is a clerk where you usually pay this person for the purchases. This is an image of coveralls. You wear them generally over your clothes. You don't have to, but generally you do. He had on a yellow cap, white plastic painter's mask, and white gloves. For some reason, usually painters in the U.S. wear coveralls everything in white. The mask that they talk about is the one that's similarly used to prevent you from inhaling dust or other particles that would be harmful. Rod hurried over. Hurried over is another phrasal verb, means that he rapidly went somewhere. In this case, he went to the checkout counter. Times in Los Angeles had changed. Times in this sense means that conditions in Los Angeles had changed. All the managers now received training on how to respond to armored robberies and hostage taking. Armed robberies means those robberies, those with a weapon of some type, and hostage taking is when you take somebody against their will and hold them prisoner until you are paid a certain amount of money or something like that. Rod was nervous, but he knew what he was supposed to do. He approached the gunman. "Sir, please don't point that gun. We will give you all the money to you." It should be a "to" here. There was a mistake. And "sir" is a way you address somebody politely, a man politely. The gunman did not even wait for Rod to finish his sentence. A gunman is a way of talking to about somebody who has a gun, who's going to do something, robbery or harm you, but he has a gun. He shot Rod in the stomach. The checker screamed. A scream is like, "Ah!" The gunman ran out to a white van. A van is like a pickup truck or a truck of some type, and hopped in. Hopped in is another phrasal verb, means that he entered the truck. Ran out means that he left. He left the shop, or he ran from the shop to the white van. Rod didn't even make it to surgery. Make it to means that he did not arrive, another phrasal verb, meaning he did not arrive to the emergency ward for surgery. The killing made all the TV news. Okay, it made all the TV news. Made all means it appeared on all the TV news stations. House Depot offered $100,000 reward. They offered $100,000 for anybody who would capture or have information regarding the robbery.